We are at the middle point of the month of January, so it's time to set up our bullet journals for the month ahead, February. I'm really excited to show you my month of February because it's also part of my shop update on my shop. As usual, you can purchase my stickers and other types of stationery and stationery grab bags at catsplanner.com. That is my stationery shop. And today I'm going to be setting up my month of February in my bullet journal and show you everything that it's in the shop update. In this shop update, I'm going to have the redesigned Candy Hearts stickers. So I created 3 different sticker sheets for my new Candy Hearts collection. If you're an OG on my channel, you know that I've had one of my first sticker sheets being the Candy Hearts collection back in 2021, I think. And now I just redesigned them for a new theme for February 2025. I created this sticker sheet with a bunch of candy hearts and love quotes on them, perfect for Valentine's Day. But if you're kind of in the opposite direction and you like the more mean quotes, I designed a sticker sheet with mean quotes on candy hearts. I personally love this type of humor, which is like very cute, but the quotes are just like the opposite of that. So I created a sticker sheet with a bunch of swear words and mean words on candy hearts. If you are in the middle and don't really want quotes on your candy hearts, I also created the normal, simple candy hearts without any quotes on them. I love creating new stickers and having the capacity to write anything I want on them, so that's why I created these mean, love, and simple candy heart sticker sheets for you. For this collection, I also created a sticker flake, which is the first one that I'm launching, is this one. And this was one of the 2 options that I had for my art print of the month. So I asked my Ko-Fi members about the 2 designs that I had, and they chose the other one, so I decided to create this design as a sticker flake. I'm going to use it on my bullet journal setup, and I'm going to have 2 sizes available if you prefer a bigger or a small sticker. And because I want to introduce more products on my shop, I decided to launch my first Memo Pads. So these come in individual sheets, but you can buy them in a little pack. And I'm going to have all of those options available on my shop at the links in the description. But I created 6 different designs of Memo Pads. Each one is from a color of a candy heart, so there's 6 in total: green, yellow, blue, orange, purple, and pink. And they are available on my shop as packs or as individuals if you just want 1 or 2. And my art print of the month is going to be this one. This is similar to the sticker flake, and it says love yourself more in candy hearts, and I just love this design. It's so unique, so me. And of course that you have my face and the date of the postcard at the back if you want to use it as a postcard. As usual, all of my art prints double as postcards, and they are all available on my shop. I'm really happy with this collection. I love pastel colors and the candy hearts aesthetic and everything. So I hope you enjoy everything that I created for my shop update and for this collection. And don't forget to check out my shop at catsplanner.com, and let's get started with my February setup. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content. So for my theme for February, I wanted to do candy hearts, obviously, but I wanted to include something more personalized than just candy hearts. So I wanted to do something related with the red quotes on the candy hearts, and I decided why not do a calligraphy type that looks like a ribbon. Because as you can probably tell, one of the elements of CATSPlanner is a red bow. Normally the bow emoji is my go-to emoji, and personally I like to use red bows in my hair, and I even got married wearing one, so bows and red ribbon is really present in my life. And so I decided why not create kind of a calligraphy that looks like a ribbon, and like the letters are written with the ribbon, and that's what I decided to create. And this process was a bit different and hard to process because doing this type of calligraphy takes a little bit of time and practice, but the outcome was so nice. So if you want, I can do a calligraphy tutorial video with other ideas for Valentine's Day. Let me know in the comments if you would like that. But for this calligraphy of the ribbon calligraphy, I actually used 2 Arteza fine liners, one that was a deep dark red and another one was a bright red. This type of calligraphy was so fun to create because of the optical illusion of the ribbon making the letters. I didn't add any extra shadows to the letters, just the shining and the shadows of the ribbon itself, but just with the finished product, it looks so good. Now, my theme for February was just going to be the candy hearts with some accents of red for the titles. But as soon as I made the cover page with the quote page with that sticker and the black borders, I noticed that my theme was too boring, and I don't allow myself to have boring themes in my bullet journal because I'm in my creative year, so I have to think outside the box and create better themes. And that's why I decided to create extra ribbons on my bullet journal. So I looked at my cover page and quote page and I was like, it needs more red. So I decided to take my red markers and create more ribbons around the page. And some of them were going to be on top of the black border that I just did, and others are going to be behind it. So I kind of messed around with the border a little bit with my white marker, and I created some ribbons all over the pages. And this is going to be the consistent theme of my February theme. Don't get me wrong, I think my theme was nice before all of the ribbons, but for me was a bit boring. I don't like pastel themes that don't pop, so I decided to add more ribbons around the page, and I think it levels up the theme like 1000%. So I'm really happy with how the cover page and quote page turned out, and I'm going to move on into my dashboard of the month. So in 2025, I'm trying to add the calendars into my bullet journal once again. I've done calendars in my pages for years, but recently I have not been using calendars in my bullet journal, so I decided to try it again for 2025. And that is actually one of my tips when it comes to bullet journaling, is to try different pages and test them out a few months in a row and see if they actually work out for you or not. And if you need more tips about bullet journaling, I just created a video all about that I'm going to leave in the description and in here in the cards. But for February, I'm going to try a bigger calendar than the one that I did in January. So for this calendar, I'm just going to have 3 by 3 squares in my bullet journal. And these squares are mostly for events, but I also want to use them for memories. So if I don't have a particular event on a day and it's like a blank day with no events, I'm going to add a memory there. At least that's the idea. I think that a calendar it can be used for multiple things, and you don't need to use it just for tracking events and appointments. You can use it for anything, and I personally like to include memories in my calendars as well. So I created this middle-sized calendar for February, and I'm going to have 3 different sections on this dashboard. One of them is my to-do list for the month. This is where I keep all of my tasks and basically anything that I have to get done throughout the month. It lives here, and then I migrate it to my weekly spreads when I'm going to do them. And I'm going to have another section for notes because that is something that I created for January. And the notes section for me is a section that is meant for things that don't really have a title. So it's not a task, it can be a reminder, it can be something for a following month, it can be something that you don't want to forget. So I'm going to have a section for notes. And the last section that I created for this dashboard for February is going to be my goals of the month section. And this one I used the memo pad for that because I wanted to use my memo pads in this setup. And so I decided to change a little bit the aesthetic and create the goal section with the memo pad. And I usually have a goal section every month in my bullet journal, but I really want to emphasize that having goals is really important, especially now that I'm just running my shop and my YouTube channel and I'm a full-time content creator. I need to have goals for myself and for my shop in order to actually achieve them. I just cannot live and get things done. I have to have priorities and goals in mind. And so I want to highlight this part of my dashboard in order to use it more often throughout the month. For January, I had the goal to create a collection for Valentine's Day, and I did it, and it feels amazing. And this only happens because I took the time to write it down, brainstorm about it, and make sure that that was going to happen. That is what a goal in a system is. And so this makes things happen, just writing your goals down. So that is why I feel like it's really important to have a goal section in your monthly spread. And this one is mine for February. This dashboard of the month is really, really full, but it's exactly what I needed. And I added a few ribbons around the page as well, and I moved on into my trackers page. And this is going to be the last page of this setup because, as you know, I don't set up my weekly spreads well in advance. I'm more of a person that sits down on a Sunday and prepares the weekly spread for the following week. And if you would like to see my weekly spreads and how they look like, I'm actually going to have another live stream on my YouTube channel in the middle of February for setting up my new weekly spread. I did one a week ago and I had to chat with you guys and comment with you guys like in real time and talk about videos and different topics and Squid Game, for example, and it was so much fun. And it took me an hour and a half to do the weekly spread, but it was so fun to connect with my community here on YouTube. That is something that I really want to do for 2025. So at least once a month, I'm going to have a live on my YouTube channel. To not miss the live, you should subscribe to my channel, first of all, but also subscribe to my newsletter on my shop. It's going to be the first thing that appears to you when you enter my shop now. And with that, you're not going to miss any uploads, any shop updates, any new products, any restocks, and any live streams that I plan to do throughout the month. My trackers this month are going to be super similar to the ones that I did for January. I'm going to still have my sleep and mood tracker for February because I actually liked using one for January. I think it's really important to track your sleep and your mood. And so I'm going to keep doing that for February. And if in March I don't find it useful anymore, I will change it. But at least 3 months doing the same tracker, I think it's the perfect timing to decide if you want a tracker in your bullet journal permanently or not. So I'm going to have the 28 days of February on the side and then the hours at the bottom and my mood at the bottom as well. And for my sleep, I'm going to fill in the tracker with bars until the hours that I slept on that day. And my mood is just going to be like a line tracker. I will post my full on January one on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there at catsplanner. Now, for my habit tracker, I actually been enjoying just doing normal trackers without nothing on them. And then when I migrate into a new month at the end of the following month, now, for my habit tracker, I actually have been really enjoying just doing the normal blank habit trackers when I set up my bullet journal for the month and actually write my trackers, the habits that I want to track for the next month, at the end of the present month. So, I'm actually going to have a migration process video at the end of January. So, if you'd like to know how I migrate things from one month to the other, just subscribe to my channel because I'm going to have a video like that at the end of January. But I like to have my habits blank, and then when the month starts, I decide what trackers I'm going to track. And for February, I think I'm going to have the same ones that I did for January, which were working out, drumming, practice Japanese, and illustration and drawing. So those are going to be the habits that I think I'm going to keep for February. And yeah, if anything changes, you will catch up on the next month setup or at my Instagram. And that's all for my February setup. I hope you enjoyed the theme that I created in the whole Kenny Hearts collection. Don't forget to check it out on my shop on this shop update. And leave a heart emoji in the comments if you liked the video and if you watched it until this point. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys!